Hello. Um, the next important thing that you should know in this first lesson is dimensional analysis. Questions will be mainly asked only from this part, both in board exam as well as a NEET exam. Very interesting and important part. It will be used in all the other chapters. Physics means you ought to know dimensions and dimensional analysis. It's a must. It's like ABCD of your English alphabets. Okay? In physics. Now, the most important thing that you should know here is this M, L, and T. What are they? We have seen the independent basic quantities, mass, length, and time, isn't it? So, for those three independent basic quantities, we are going to assign dimensions. Okay? So, what for? What is the purpose? Why should we do it? Why are we doing this suddenly? Okay, we have the quantities, we have the symbols. For example, if you have quantity, mass, how do you represent mass? By the letter M. What is its SI unit? Kilogram. What is its symbol for SI unit? Kg. You know all these. Then suddenly now I am going to say that mass is having a dimensional formula M. We represent how many mass terms are there, how many length terms are there, how many time terms are there in a formula by writing the dimensional formula for a derived quantity. It has its own uses. We are going to list down the uses of writing these dimensional formulae for various physical quantities. First, let's see the dimensional formulae for the fundamental quantities, and then for the derived quantities, and then why do we write them at all? What are the uses of writing these dimensional units, and what are the disadvantages? What are the limitations of the dimensional analysis? This is a very important part of the lesson. So, considering length, how do we write? It has only length. So, it has which are the three fundamental quantities? Mass, length, and time. Mass, its dimensional formula is M. Length, its dimensional formula is L. Time, its dimensional formula is T. Therefore, how do you represent length? L, which means it is M power 0, T power 0. There is no mass term in it. There is no time term in it. So, M power 0, L power 1, T power 0. Similarly, okay, using this, let us write one derived quantity. What is a derived quantity? The one which you write in terms of length. That is in terms of fundamental quantity. So, how do you write area? Length into breadth. So, length into breadth. Length, dimensional formula is L. Breadth is again a length. What is breadth? You are measuring the length of the object. So, again its dimension is L. So, L into L, it becomes L square. There is no mass term, there is no time term. So, that is M power 0, L square, T power 0. Got it? Then volume, length into breadth into height. Okay? So, L into breadth is again a length, height is again a length. So, L into L into L, it is L cube. Now, M power 0, L cube, T power 0. Okay? So, using length, we have written two derived quantities. Now, similarly, for speed he has written. What is speed? It is distance by time taken. Speed, the dimensional quantity, the dimensional term for length, distance is L, because it is nothing but length. Time taken, it is T. Take it up, it becomes L T power minus 1. Now quickly go through the dimensional formulae for various physical quantities which are written here. Just see how it is done. You know all these quantities and you know all these formulae for all these quantities. I asked you to learn them, isn't it? So coming to this area. For area, how do you do? It is length into breadth. For length L, breadth L. So L into L, L square. For volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. R cube is again r into r into r, or L into b into h, or pi r square h, which is r into h. So it is length into length into length. So it is again L cube. Okay. Density. What is density? Mass by volume. For mass is a fundamental quantity m, and for volume you have got it as L cube. So it is L power minus 3. M by L cube, so m L power minus 3. Then velocity, it is displacement by time, isn't it? We have seen all these formulae already. So what is displacement? Is nothing but length by time, L t power minus 1. Then acceleration, velocity by time. Rate of change of velocity is acceleration. So velocity by time. What have you written down for velocity here? L t power minus 1 by time t. Take this t up, it becomes t power minus 1. I'll write it and show you. So for velocity, it is what? Displacement by time. Therefore, it is L by t. That is L t power minus 1. For acceleration. What is acceleration? Rate of change of velocity. Rate of time. Change of velocity. So you have velocity in the numerator, time in the denominator. What have you written down for the velocity here? L t power minus 1. By time it is t power 1. Bring it up. L t power minus 1, t power minus 1. When something comes up, the power becomes negative, isn't it? So it becomes L t power minus 2. Hope you have understood. Yes? Now coming to this part. Next one is